I'm actually
The thing is, when I moved here to study, it became kind of boring because Slovenia is such a small country.
Grandchildren, very
When you
spoiled.
think about it, and it
When we
didn't
landed in
happen to
Atlanta,
you,
that
you're
was
like,
first time.
you have to
All the
talk.
thoughts
What I
went
like
away.
in
First time I
Azerbaijan
saw
is that you can
disappear.
always see
And
something
they don't
changing.
agree
Yeah, they were
with my
really,
kind
really,
of
really,
living. They
really
had
poor
problems.
before they came back to.
So because this is my life, this is not their life.
When you ask two people to tell you something interesting about them, they will tell you, I don't have anything special, I don't have anything to say, I'm not a really interesting person. We often think that only known people or celebrities have a life that is worth telling. But this is not true. We all live things. That's what I want to know. My name is Lison, I come from France, and I want to discover the stories behind people, and I'm sure you have a lot to say. 2 years ago, Alejandra decided to start a big changement in her life by becoming vegan. She will explain us what it is and why she chose to stop eating and consuming any animals products. She will also answer to some prejudices that people can have in mind. For example, vegan can't eat anything good or they have a lack of proteins.
So veganism is a style of life when we try to contribute as least as possible of animal cruelty. So we don't consume any animal product, but also not just in food, also the clothes that we wear, and also activities like the zoo, circus, and all the activities that involve animals. So we try to don't participate on all this.
And when do you start to become vegan?
I'm vegan for 2 years already, and it was mostly because I started going to the gym and I was trying to get stronger. So my trainer say you have to consume more eggs, more meat, and so on. And I wasn't feeling so well. And my sister sent me a link for some protein shakes, vegan. And I looked at it and I was like, wow, this has protein and is not from animal products. And I started watching more videos. And then I watched the video, the best speech you will ever see, and it's from Gary Jurowski, and he talked about veganism. And after that speech, I just became vegan at the moment. It's fun.
And what was this video about? What specific things touched you when you watched it?
It's a 40 minutes speech, and he talks about the meaning of being vegan and why is the only option to be ethical. And he confronts you, but for me it was just the thing that if we don't need to consume animals or use them to be healthy, and even it's better for the environment, for your health, why we do it? And that makes me think, and I say I have to try.
Yeah, because can you tell us maybe a bit more about this, the fact that we don't need eggs or milk, or what's the impact on their environment and on health?
Animal industry is the first causes from global warming, and even is has more impact than all the transportation together, like trains, car, planes, and so it's really huge. Also, it had improved that a plant-based diet can prevent and reverse some of the first causes of death. We have enough food to feed all the population in the world. It's just that we are using these resources for other things. So with a vegan diet, you use less than the half of the resources that if you have a not vegan diet. So yeah, it has a big impact in the health, in the environment.
So you decided to become vegan 2 years ago. How was it? Because you said when you watched the video, I'm gonna try. Now it's 2 years after. How was it? Was it difficult?
In the beginning, I thought I didn't know what I will eat or how I will do it. I just knew that I had to try, and I thought that I will maybe not be able to go to the gym anymore, or that I will not have enough energy. But I just started reading about it, learning about it, and became easier. I think the hardest part is that I became vegan in Slovenia, so going to the supermarket, trying to read the labels and so on, it was quite complicated. But once I knew what it was vegan, what not, then it was very easy. Also, the vegan society in Slovenia, they were really helpful. When I wanted to buy a shampoo, I just asked, like, do you know any vegan shampoo? Oh, yes, here's the list. And so it was, they are really, really helpful.
And for the food, like, was it difficult to cook differently? To eat something else? Did you miss meat? Did you miss a thing that you were used to eat?
Not really. Maybe in the beginning it was cheese. I really loved cheese. I became vegan not because I didn't like the things. I love it to eat meat, tacos, and cheese and so on. I became vegan for the animals. So in the beginning, yes, it's hard when you try to make any big change in your life. Maybe in the beginning you don't know how to do it, but when you learn it, it becomes really easier. So, like, to me, opened my mind to try new things, and yeah, I started eating more vegetables, more food that is more healthier food. So I started experimenting, and it was great.
And did you discover like new vegetables or new things to eat?
Yes, absolutely. I usually just buy the tomatoes, I don't know, corn and so on. But then, like, my food world just opened, like, to try. I usually drank just cow milk, but now I try like almond milk, oatmeal, rice milk, coconut milk. Like, I just give up one milk, and now I have hundreds of different milks. So yes, this opens your mind, because people say, like, vegan, you just eat a few things. And if I really realistic, like, before I became vegan, I was eating mostly the same thing. For breakfast, eggs. For lunch, chicken and salad or pasta. And for dinner, again, beef and something. And you repeat this most of the time. So when you became vegan, like, the world just opened. You try this spaghetti alla bolognese, but with soya. Then with lentils, and you change it, and you try to find the new textures and new things that you like. So
you're not bored with?
Not at all. And always you have new products coming, and
And you started to become vegan in Slovenia. That's what we say 2 years ago.
Yes.
How was veganism in Slovenia 2 years ago? It was really known, famous, developed, or not so much?
I didn't know any vegan at that time, and also in the supermarket there was not vegan products, like labeled vegan products, or even here in Koper there was not restaurant, vegetarian or vegan restaurants. So I found it quite tricky in that sense, but of course social media opens this, makes things easier. So I start communicating with vegans around the world, like in Mexico, here in Slovenia, here, like I just start learning about this, and I think, as I say, when you change your style of life, you need some kind of support. So for me, like find vegan friends was really important, and supporting. If I had some difficulties or something, I just asked them, and they were really, really helpful. So,
And your life changed completely, or?
I think yes, in the sense of how I start questioning myself, because when you became vegan, the hardest part for me is realize that I was wrong, that I thought that I was doing the right thing. That I always say I was an animal lover, and it was really contradictory, saying that I'm an animal lover and have in front of me an animal that suffered and they was killed and they deserve the same respect and the same opportunity to live that others. That changed to me the way that the things that I was putting in my body. Like I really start thinking like, what is the healthiest way? Also, what has the less impact in the environment, and so on. So I think my way of thinking started changing in the sense that I started making more questions about why no one's like told me about this before, or why the doctors never talk about this. And when you start reading and you find the reasons, like why is all these things like that, it's hard to believe it, but you have the truth. Like now we have social media and we have all these sources in internet. Like it's nothing that that is hiding. You, if you want, it's there. Like if you don't, I say to people, you don't have to believe me. If you think you have the right, go and make the research.
And some people think, as you said at the beginning, that because you're not eating meat or eggs and all of this, you can like don't have a lot of energy or being more weak or whatever. How do you feel right now after 2 years? Is it true or is it not true?
It's completely not true. Some people are really, when you say that you are vegan, like people say, oh, from where do you get your protein? And I really don't think people really know about why it's important to get protein, what is the amount of protein that we need, and so on. And it's not, it takes you 10 minutes to go to internet and find the resources, like scientific resources, that a plant-based diet you can get all the nutrients that you need and even have a healthier life. So your body is meant for eating all these natural things, so it's not hard at all.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think of people saying that veganism is extreme?
It's really interesting why I have to justify that I don't want to harm animals, that I want to do the best for my health, that I want to do the best for the planet. But I understand it because I wasn't vegan before and we don't have the right information. In the school they don't teach us this, you don't learn these things. So of course if you believe that you need to eat meat to be healthy and you find someone that they don't eat meat, the reaction is what are you doing? You are doing things wrong. And if are your friends or family, they really care about you. So it's a mechanism to say that they care about you, and sometimes also it's a mechanism to defend, because no one really to hear something that confront them. So yes, it's, as I say, the hardest part for me to be vegan is to understand that I was wrong, to admit that I was wrong. So people don't like that, so they try to make this mechanism of defend. but I understand it. So I try. I don't care if I have to explain thousands of times. I will do it because animals need us today, and it's different than other problems in the world because, like some people tell me, but what about humans? What about women's rights? What about all these things? And I don't think that one problem is more important than another, but also the difference is that I'm not contributing to women to being abused. But if I'm not vegan, I'm contributing to animal cruelty. So the least that someone can do if you are against cruelty, against injustice, is being vegan. So I'm not part of the cause of the problem. So it's not that you have to go out and fight for the animals. No, just you don't be part of the cause.
And what would you say to someone who wants to become a vegan or who is starting to become vegan, but who has some difficulties, like with some reflection or some remarks of people saying that, okay, you're, as you said, sometimes when I'm watching some videos or I see some things, people criticize veganism because you're vegan, but it's not enough. You have to be for women's rights too. You have to be for this and for this. So it's like you have to be perfect directly.
Yes.
And it can be difficult, I think.
Yes.
What would you say to these people who want to or who try to, but...
Yes, I think that it can be overwhelming in the beginning. It's like, oh my God, I have to know about nutrition, about being an activist, about being perfect. It's not like that. It's just, I don't want to contribute to animal cruelty. I stop consuming animal products. And we have to understand that we were not vegans before, and remember that. So when someone tells you something that is make fun of veganism, start questioning you about it like in a rude way, you have to understand that it's a way of a mechanism of defense. And just remember, why are you doing what are you doing, and try to find for support. As I say, like, use social media to find. I'm sure that there are vegans around you, and if not, then you can find vegans in the other side of the world. For me, my first vegan friend was from Mexico, and it was in the other side of the world, and it was really supporting me. So, yeah.
And have you already wanted to stop because of some difficulties, to say, okay, I tried, it was too hard, I can't anymore?
No, never. I think the most I was doing research, the strongest I had this motivation, because I started being vegan for the animals, but just to make this question, why I will eat one animal and not the other. But then I start like really learning about the industry. For example, when people ask me, well, why you don't eat eggs? Like, what is wrong with eggs? They don't kill any animal. And I didn't know that when the chicks get born, they are separate, females and males. And the males are putting alive in the mixer because they are not used for profit in the egg industry. And when a hen is 2 years, 3 years, and she doesn't produce enough eggs, it's killed for the meat. It's sent to the slaughterhouse. So first, it's not true that there is not killing animals, and secondly, it's one of the most crueltiest things. And the same for milk industry. It's like these cows are enforced to get pregnant year by year for 5-6 years until their bodies are not strong anymore, and they are sent to slaughterhouses. And when the first day, when they give birth to their babies, they cannot even touch the babies. They are taken away. And this is in organic farms, in industrial farms. They are sending to the same slaughterhouse. And I have been in farms that are organic, they are bio, eco-friendly. It's the same process. Like, there is no right way to do the wrong thing. So.
Okay. And do you need that? You need more money to become vegan, because sometimes when you see the prices of some products, it's more expensive than the normal one. Do you spend more money since you're vegan or not?
In the beginning, I wanted to try all the vegan products. If there is one vegan yogurt, one vegan cheese, and so on. And right now they are getting cheaper. But when they start coming here to Slovenia, the prices were a little higher. But yes, if you want to have all these processed food, it will be expensive. But if you are vegan or not, you can go to an expensive restaurant or have regular lunch. Now I'm trying to also eat more whole food, so I'm saving really. I can see the difference how cheaper it is now that it's just about eat beans, lentils, chickpeas, fruit, salad. Like, it's the most cheapest way to have to nutrient your body, and no, I think it's even cheaper than not being vegan.
Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you want to participate, to talk about a specific topic or something that happened to you, you can send me a private message on Center Mladi Koper Facebook page. I will be really happy to meet you. See you soon for a new story.